mean, plants have feelings, I think, but also I have feelings about the plants, so it seems like I should talk about them. Hi, I'm Willie, and I'm wearing a hat because it's getting chilly outside, and truthfully, I was just having a bad hair day. I am excited to do part 2 of my houseplant mini tour, which has turned into a full tour. What are we going to talk about first? So this is a variegated heart Hoya. This was a gift from my friend Kathy. And I also like that this little cherub trumpet planter is something that Nick and I refinished. I'm dangerous with a can of spray paint. Okay, so this is a plant that was like kind of really awful when I got it, and now it's kind of turned into something that I really like, or at least appreciate, because it isn't just the pain of failure, you know? This is the Prismacolor Neon Philodendron. There's lots of new babies coming in the bottom of the pot, and the bigger leaves, like, they just keep emerging really nice, and they're not traumatized anymore. This is a Devil's Backbone. I believe this is a succulent. I haven't seen a ton about these online. I mean, there's like a lot of different varieties. I'm like super into this. It seems very Tim Burton, for lack of a better word. It's like something from Sleepy Hollow. All the pictures I saw online, they get really, really big, and people have them in big like outdoor planters in certain climate zones, but mine will remain indoors. We have some new growth on these stems at the bottom. All in all, it's pretty fun. Pretty fun indeed. This is my Enjoy Pothos. I don't think I showed this for a while, but it's really growing, and the new leaves that are emerging at the bottom, you really have a lot more variegation. I'm strangely optimistic today. I think I got all of my bad energy out earlier. So now this one is just like getting huge. This is the Monstera Peru that I got at Virgil's Plant Shop in Kansas City last summer. It took a little while to start growing, but now it seems like I can't stop it. I don't know, certain plants you just want fuller, I think, and this is one of those ones that, for me, doesn't make a lot of sense if it's sparse. I guess really no plant makes sense if it's sparse, but this one really doesn't in my head. This one's fun. This is the Global Green Pothos. It's large and in charge. This was a real slow grower for me. It's definitely, do you want to know a secret? It's kind of like a one-angle plant. The back is very bald, but I have it stuck on the shelf in a way that you don't see the back. One thing I really like about the Global Green versus some of my other Pothos varieties is how the internodal spacing is pretty tight. It vines downward in a very lush way, and it gives you that real je ne sais quoi. I haven't seen these out in the wild quite as much lately. More pothi. Lots of pothi. I don't understand this plant, but I want to. Like, no one wants to like this plant more than me because it has all of the elements that I always equate to like a willy plant that I would like. It has silver variegation. It has a very narrow form on the leaf. Decently close internodal spacing, but maybe I'm just trying to be optimistic and, you know, delude myself, be in a delusional spiral on the silver streak. But yeah, I don't know. I think when it grows out a little bit, maybe it'll have more of a vroom, because for right now, it's just kind of existing. Look how bad the pot is. I have to clean that. That's gross. That's because somebody overwatered it. So this is the Baltic Blue Pothos. This was on my list for a really long time, and I've had it a long time too, so I can definitely say that it is one of my favorites, but it also has a few considerations that if I was like telling someone to pick one of these up, be aware that they're very leggy. No matter what you do, it's pretty leggy. And the fenestrated leaves, I think it kind of wants to climb up in order to reach its full potential. You know, it hits me as modern, and that's not always something I think of when I think of pothos. They can be very vintage, like put it in a macrame hanger kind of vibe, which is not me. What have I not shown? My Dwarf Fiddle Leaf Fig makes me a little sad because at one point during a bout of depression this summer, I kind of just forgot it existed and I didn't water it, so a lot of the lower leaves fell off. because they were kind of the bigger ones. I'm just gonna show you. See, like up here, they're just so bare. But it is recovering. You can see it has a lot of new leaves too. So I think eventually it'll fix itself and we're gonna get that topiary kind of look. I'm embracing that I have to be patient. But it is weird, like you buy these plants when they're teeny tiny and then they reach that point when they're really amazing and you feel super successful. But then the reality of living with established or adult versions of these plants is quite different. The neon pothos that has been really taking a turn for the better. And this one really had a hard time acclimating. It had just tons of root rot. It was definitely not established enough when I got it to be as big a plant as it was. But now I think it's laid down roots. There's just something I love about like a really dark plant and then like a really, this is like almost fluorescent in real life. So kind of that duality and juxtaposing them next to each other at some point I think would be really good. I think this would be a great shelf mate with the Baltic Blue. Let's see. This has a very beautiful name that I am not going to attempt to pronounce right now, but it's, I will put it on the bottom of the screen. These are my favorite type of ficus. When I saw this, I'm like, we have to actually get a ficus. Before, I never felt that way. So I'm excited to see when this one grows really big because it's super cool. It's like that kind of variegation. It's like the Chartreuse with the dark. This just looks so much cooler than in the original video, its origin story, which I loved looking back at, having records of these plant children when I was rearing them from really tiny. And this one is just, it's getting so big. It makes me so happy. Also, I love how nice the leaves are coming out, which means I can rest assured that my humidity is at least tolerable for this. Recently, I've been seeing like really big ones that are super nice for like under $60. I can't complain. I mean, I can complain about everything. I do complain about everything. But, you know, this one's really nice. I want to give you some previews of some plants that I'm planning on doing like full videos on. All right, so this one is the Stromanthe Triostar. I'm obsessed with this plant. It's a calathea. I think I just in general do really good with calatheas. I think my environment must be really good for them. Has a new baby, and I just repotted it a little while ago with some new potting mix that I made with leca balls and like some really nice orchid bark. So I'm excited to share that with you in another video. Here's the wish list plant of 2023 Achievement Unlocked. It's so good. This is a Queen Anthurium. It's very tiny, obviously. It has one broken leaf, which I think I'm gonna cut off soon. The leaves are really cool. In real life, they look like they're kind of like crystallized. And if I don't touch it very often because I'm scared it's gonna die, tactily very satisfying. Look out for videos about those, hopefully within the next week or two. And yeah, that's all I got for part 2 of this mini tour that turned out to be quite a large tour. I know there's ones I'm missing, so I will definitely be back with another show and tell. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you're doing great, and I will talk to you so soon you won't even miss me. Okay, bye. And now I'm gonna put them all back.